So today we're going to talk about solving rational equations, which means we're finally going to do that cross-multiplying thing that I hear about all the time. Mr. Peacock, can I cross-multiply? No, you're adding. But I want to cross-multiply this. No, it says 2 plus 3. That's just 5. You don't have to cross-multiply. All right, so let's talk about how to solve rational equations. So the cross product method, which is what we're going to use, by the way, product means like multiply. The cross product method of solving rational equations is used where there is only one fraction on either side of an equation. Now, quick word of warning. Warning, warning, warning. Be on the lookout for what we call extraneous solutions. Extraneous solutions are just solutions that aren't valid. So remember how we've been finding all those zeros in the denominator? If one of those zeros in the denominator is the answer we get at the end, that means our answer was extraneous. So here's an example of how we solve these. 3 times x minus 4 equals 3 over x minus 4 equals 2 over x minus 2. Please notice right here, there is only one fraction on either side of the equation, which means, just to count to make sure, one fraction and one fraction, not enough counting. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do here is we're going to notice, hey, look, there are fractions. So, we are going to multiply the 3 with the x minus 2 and the 2 with the x minus 4, like that. Now, we just distribute. So, it becomes 3x minus 6 equals 2x minus 8. And we're going to start combining. I always like to combine my x's, then my other values. So I'm going to subtract 2x from each side, meaning x minus 6 equals negative 8. Then I would add 6, which means x is negative 2. Now, I have to go back and look at that problem. But if you looked, the two issues were x minus 2, but that means 2 was an extraneous solution. This is negative 2. Those are not the same, meaning this answer works. Hooray! Okay, so let's try this one. We're going to solve the rational equation. So first thing we do, 4 times 2x minus 5, that is going to be 8x minus 20. And 2x minus 3 times 6, that's going to be 12x minus 18. So 8x minus 20 equals 12x minus 18. First thing I do is subtract 8x from each side, meaning I am going to get 4x. Then I'm going to add 18 to both sides, and that's going to get me negative 2. So negative 2 equals 4x, or x equals, let's see, negative 2 divided by 4 is negative 1/2. And that is our answer. Now let's confirm. Were there any solutions that wouldn't work? No, because we had no x's on the bottom. Congratulations. We're great. Hooray! Let's try another. All right, 5 over x equals 15 over x. Ooh, this one looks odd. So let's see. That means that 15x is going to equal 5x. If I subtract 5x from both sides, I end up getting 10x is going to equal 0, at which point x equals 0. So that's our answer, except, oh no, extraneous solutions. What does x by itself mean? That means x cannot equal 0, meaning not a solution. There is no solution. Oh, the smiley face is sad. Okay, let's try this one. All right. First thing I'm going to do is notice this is 2 times x minus 1. And on the other side, this is x minus 1 times x plus 1. Meaning, our two non-solutions are x cannot equal 1 or negative 1. That's important to know. Then I'm just going to multiply across. That becomes 15x minus 30. Sorry, not 15x. 30x minus 30 is going to equal 5x squared minus 5. Now, first thing I'm going to notice here is that I have an x squared and an x. Those don't combine, which means I'm just going to move them all to the same side. That means 5x squared. I'm subtracting 30x. But wait, I have... And then adding 30, meaning this becomes plus 25. And that's going to equal 0. At which point, oh, look at all these numbers. All these numbers have something in common. That's right. I can change these all into, well, I can divide them by 5. They're all multiples of 5. So this becomes x squared minus 6x plus 5. Meaning, let's see, x minus 1 times x minus 5 equals 0. X is going to equal 5 or 1. Except, look right here, it can't equal 1, which means x equals 5. That's our answer. Only one that works. All right, let's try this one. Okay, so I'm going to multiply across, although I am going to notice this right here. I'm starting to think that maybe if one of our factors is the same, that factor is not going to work. So let's see. X can't equal 2. So I'm going to multiply across. Let's see, that becomes 15x plus 30. Apparently I was just a little early when I said that last round. And negative 4 times x plus 2 is negative 4x minus 8. So let's see, combining terms, that becomes 19x. And on the other side, that's going to equal negative 38. Wait a second here. That means x equals negative 2. But x can't equal, negative 2. I got the wrong thing originally. Since x can't equal negative 2, that means no answer. Oh, so sad. The flowers are dying out of sadness. All right, if there is more than one fraction on both sides of the equation, you must combine the fractions first, then use cross products. So, oh no, look, these are different fractions. There can't be two fractions on each side. So the first thing I'm going to notice here is, why does this say 2/6? I do not want it to say 2/6 here. Better. Not there anymore. Now that we know that, all right, so what is the greatest common denominator between 5 and 3? Well, let's see. 5 times 3 is 15. And between 2 and 6, 2 and 6 is going to actually just be 6. Meaning this part I'm going to multiply by 3 over 3. This by 5 over 5. By 3 over 3. And by nothing. There you go. You see it. So when I combine, it becomes that. Then, well, cross multiply. 6 times 6y plus 5 equals 3y minus 1 times 15, which becomes this. I subtract the 36y. 9y minus 15 is 30. That means 9y is 45, and y is 5. All right, let's try this one. First off, x cannot equal 0. Now that I know that, let's see. Greatest common factor between 2x and 5x is going to end up being 10. So this becomes 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is, x can't equal 0. So that becomes 5 minus 4, which ends up being 1 over 10x equals 1 over 2. So when I put this across, let's see, that means that 10x equals 2, or x equals 1/5. All right, let's try this one. Ooh, look at this one. First off, x times x plus 1. Now let's talk about on the other side. So what's our common factor going to be? X times x plus 1. So that means on the top it becomes 4x plus 4 minus 3x. And that's going to equal 2. And if you look, all of these now have x times x plus 1 as our denominator. Meaning, you might have noticed, if that's the case, those kind of cancel out. Meaning our final thing is just x plus 4 equals 2. Meaning x equals -2. All right, let's look at this word problem. Word problems. I wonder if we're going to see those soon. We are. Next lesson. One pump can fill a tank of with oil in 4 hours. A second pump can fill the same tank in 3 hours. So our first pump is like this. To fill up one tank, it takes 4 hours. For our second one, to fill up one tank, it takes 3 hours. So the question is, if they work together, how long does it take? So to do this, what we have to do, and we're going to do this a lot, is find our common denominator. The common denominator between 4 and 3 is 12, meaning 3/12 plus 4/12 equals 1 over x. 7/12 equals 1 over x. 7x equals 12. X equals 12/7, or 7 5/7. So there we go, or 1 5/7. There we are. Hey, come back next time to find out about more word problems. What fun, excitement, joy. See you then. Subscribe.